Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is the 677th episode of the Immigration Answer Show. How is everybody doing? TikTok Live is not working. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? I hope you did. I had a great weekend. We went to see E.T., the movie, with the St. Louis Symphony playing the music in the background. It was awesome. I've never seen a movie like that with, actually I have. I saw The Godfather that way with my mom. But listen, we're going to have a very special guest today. Her name is Caitlyn O'Shea. I'm going to bring her on in just a minute. But before I do, I want to bring back our old friend Jimmy because Jimmy's got some good news, and then we'll let him go. So hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Jim. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Sure, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Great, great. You want to give everybody a heads up on what happened with your situation?
Yes. So on Thursday last week, I was on the show and I was asking you how to proceed following a denial notice for my employment authorization document, and you guided me and said I could wait, I could reapply, or just sit and wait and see what happens. So magically, what happened was on Friday we got notices for both the I-130 and I-485 approval, uh, not
Awesome.
notifying us that our case has been approved for both I-30 and 485. So I couldn't believe it. It was so magical to me. And why I'm on this show is I just want to thank you, Jim, officially, because much as someone else applied on our behalf, but all of the hard work was done basing on your guidance. So we did put together a lot of what you call overwhelming evidence. And by the time we were applying in March, as I told you last time, we waited in December last year and then we applied in March this year. By the time we were applying, we had evidence that even surprised us ourselves because we thought that we didn't have enough. And then we're looking at what we had to submit and it was really sufficient. So I want to thank you so much for the tireless efforts that you've put in to share all these wonderful tips. And I must say I would like to encourage whoever is in queue in line with this same process. Please do as the expert has said, do as Jim has said, and I thank you all for the guidance and for the support, Jim.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You're
Glad you
welcome.
got your green card. Stay in touch, okay, buddy? Thanks for
I
coming on.
will. I
See you,
will.
man.
Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. You know, we like to start the show with some good news. So happy for old Jimmy. That is good news. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer your immigration and life questions because that's what I really like to give out as life advice. You know, my wife, Amani, says that she would be a great therapist because people could have very short sessions. She would just tell them what to do. I don't think that's really the value of therapy. I think the value of therapy is helping people figure things out on their own. But we do talk about a lot of immigration therapy on here. And with that, I'm going to go ahead, like I promised, and bring on attorney Caitlyn of our intake team. Caitlyn, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Very nice, very nice. We're excited to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Have you been on before?
No, first time.
Oh, great. Okay, so Caitlin's been with us a little over a year, right, Caitlyn?
Almost a year. Yep.
Almost a
Coming
year.
up
Okay,
on.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I guess did you start right before the retreat last year?
Yes.
Nice, nice. Okay, good. Well, we're excited to have you. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm an immigration attorney here with Jim Hacking at Hacking Law, and I've been an attorney since 2017. I'm in Texas primarily, but I have a passion for helping people. Intake is one of my favorite things. Being able to also like Jim and Amani said about being some of a life therapist, but guiding you through the therapy part, but the immigration part, and coming up with a plan together. I'd say is my favorite part, and being able to fight USCIS.
And what are your favorite kind of cases to talk to people? So, what, Caitlin, why don't you tell everybody what your job is, like sort of what you do,
Sure.
and then yeah, how it goes.
Sure. Yes. So I'm an intake attorney here. One of a couple intake attorneys here, and it's our job to get our intake specialists reach out and get great notes from all of our callers and all of our leads. And what we do as intake attorneys is evaluate the background, the issues you've got going on, if you filed a case already, or if you need to file a case, just kind of picking up where you left off or starting fresh. So mostly marriage-based cases, here cases, away cases, as well as asylum cases. Just making sure people know the things that they wouldn't know otherwise. Because as Amani says, you don't know what you don't know until you find out the hard way. So trying to really be in everybody's corner and giving them heads up about preventable problems. And then also with our anecdotal experience and 16 years of doing immigration, guiding everybody from A to Z.
What has been your biggest surprise in your role as an intake attorney?
My biggest surprise, I guess I knew about the delays, of course. I know that mandamus lawsuits are successful. I know that there's delays. I just think every time I talk to another client that's waiting and waiting and waiting, it's just always a little bit of a surprise that USCIS can't get it together. But I enjoy being able to help on those cases and seeing people get results, just like Jimmy earlier.
All right. So for those on TikTok, just type in your questions. You don't have to type them more than once. Our friend Hina monitors that and she feeds them to me on Slack. So you really only just have to post it once. Caitlyn, last time we had Tom on and the first question was a straight up law exam question. So I figured this time I'm going to start. It was one of those cases, we get these calls probably once a month. Like my dad brought me here from Germany when I was 1.5 and he was on a military base and I think I'm a citizen. Like those are not easy cases. So we're not going to start off with something hard like that. I'm going to give you some more straightforward ones. So Gigi from TikTok wants to know, do you help Canadians with work visas?
We do. So we help with work visas. We help with TN visas. I know that's common in Canada as well as Mexico. So yes, please reach out. Let us know what your needs are.
For sure. And B-Ray Make wants to know, this is a good question. Does it work against you if you start filing for the K-1 but don't pay the fees yet? That's like a trick question.
Yes, it works against you because you're wasting your time and your money and your case is going to be rejected and mailed back and you should have had experts in your corner to begin with. It's easier to go forward with the best, team in the ring than it is to have to undo and redo.
Yeah, if you send in your forms without the fees, they will send them back. So like Caitlyn says, you'd probably lose about a month or 6 weeks or just lose the whole damn thing. So you can't start the process without the fees. And that's one of the things when I'm on an intake call, I always make sure people know, like for our legal fees, you have to pay half up front. And then probably in 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to need the filing fees. So nothing happens until the filing fees are paid. Right.
And that's part of a USCIS barrier from the jump is making it harder, making fees expensive, but we encourage to fill out everything properly and to submit the fees because time is important and definitely in these situations.
Here's one more TikTok for you from M. Is it better for my French boyfriend to join me here to get married and try green card or marry in France and come after?
So the boyfriend is where?
Is it better for my French boyfriend to join me here? So I guess he's in France. So should we have him come here and get married or try the green card or marry in France and come over that way?
I think doing the consular processing, if he knows he's in France already, if you get married in France, then we can start right away. Otherwise, you have to wait if he does come here. And then you have an additional time period to wait for immigrant intent.
And you got to be really careful. Yeah, that's exactly right. Immigrant intent. So you can't come to the United States on a visit visa or an ESTA, which I assume is how the French boyfriend would come, with the intent of applying for a green card. But if he were to come here and hang out for 2, 3, 4 months and then decide to get married and stay, that would be a different story. But he can't sell all his earthly possessions, pack up all his stuff, and get on a plane and say, I'm just coming for 90 days when he really wants to get married. Right? That's the problem.
Right.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our first caller. I'll let you take the first stab at talking through with them, and then I'll go from there. This is what Caitlyn does all day long, right? So she's talking to people all day long. So I'll let her go forward, and then I'll hop in. So let's go and talk to disorderly conduct. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
So, Walaikum Salam. Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. I got a friend. He has an issue, right? So he's before the courts. He had some issues with his wife's son, so he was charged with a couple of charges, but it was from like February last year. So the case has been put off. It came and they tried to do a habeas corpus, tried to remove all the charges. They put it off again, and then he came back last month, and they want to give him a plea bargain, and they want him to plead guilty for disorderly conduct. Would that jeopardize him moving forward in filing?
So, oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So generally, we have to see the document, see what he actually pled to, and what the judge signed.
He hasn't pleaded as yet.
Not yet, not plea as yet. So definitely consulting an immigration attorney before pleading is good to see how it would happen. It's better than the domestic violence that it sounds like he's facing, or family violence, if it's the son of a wife, so his stepchild.
It was like the son and his mother was in a quarrel, and he tried to intervene, but no physical altercation didn't occur. He was just trying to protect his wife, basically. So I think
Right.
he was charged for like threat and some other charges, but they want to give him a plea bargain now, and to plead guilty for disorderly conduct. I mean, a maximum penalty of 1 year or $2,500. But if he does plead, you think it would jeopardize him moving forward if he files?
Well, I think first he has to make sure he has a criminal defense attorney, because if he's pleading to something he didn't do, trial may be a better option to have not guilty versus a conviction. Pleading will result in a conviction. But as far as disorderly itself barring, I think it's definitely discretion of USCIS. But Jim, I don't think it's a bar outright.
So, what is his current immigration status?
Well, he got married, but he didn't submit filing documents.
But how did he enter?
He entered on a U.S. visa,
What kind?
visitor's visa.
So, what we usually say in situations like that, like if this guy wants to hire us to help with the marriage case, we would talk to the criminal defense attorney and sort of help them get the guy the best plea possible to put him in a situation where hopefully he is still admissible and can still get the green card.
Okay.
But if he's just looking for advice, like for us to say, yeah, it's okay, I never do that.
Okay,
Like,
I got you.
because there's 50 states, there's 50 statutes, there's 50 definitions of what the crime is.
Gotcha.
And what you have to do is you have to compare the state conviction or state statutes to the federal definition. And it's really complicated and hard. So we would do that for someone who's actually hiring us to be their attorney. But otherwise, we don't do that anymore. Like sometimes these criminal defense attorneys will call me at lunchtime and say, hey, I'm going into court at 1:30 and I'm about to plead this guy out to disorderly conduct. And I want to know, is that going to get him deported? And I'm like, dude, this is like the most complicated. This is literally one of the most complicated things that we do as immigration lawyers. And so your friend, Caitlyn's right. They need an immigration lawyer. They need a criminal defense lawyer. And they don't want to do something that's going to get that. How long ago did they enter?
It's probably 2 years thereabout, or
He's out,
2 years.
that means he's out of status, most likely, right?
He is.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of strikes against him. Out of status, getting married out of status, got a criminal thing. This is not something to screw around with and just take a goofy YouTube lawyer's advice on. They need real representation, okay?
Okay. If he could like give you guys a call to see if you could help.
Sure. Just say my buddy was on the first call on Monday with Caitlyn, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
All right. Yep. All right. Old Creaky Bones. So you don't know this probably, Caitlyn, but Creaky Bones was a criminal defense lawyer in New York. Now he lives in Oregon. He's got a budding immigration practice, and he chimes in and he says Padilla is required for defense attorneys. And I think that's generally true. But you would not believe, Creaky Bones, how many defense attorneys plead people out to things that would be a great deal to a U.S. citizen, but are not so great for the non-immigrants. All right, let's see what TikTok's got to offer. All right, Archer says, I live in Maryland. I got a 10-year green card back in 2019 through marriage. I got divorced about a year later, so I didn't do the 3-year rule. Well, that was smart, Archer. Good job there. Now that it's about to be 5 years, I'm trying to file the N400. USCIS has this rule that you can file for the N400 90 days before the 5-year anniversary. My immigration lawyer wants me to wait the full years. Should I wait or can I apply? Haha.
So it's been 4 years and 9 months.
Yeah, he's saying I want to apply after 4 years and 9 months. His lawyer's saying 5 years.
And that's because it's based on was marriage, but he's no longer married.
Yeah, or just being a little bit overly cautious. I'd be interested to hear what you think, and then I'll tell you what I think.
I think that we generally tell people when they are eligible to file.
Yeah, but I have the same. It's weird. If I have a weird vibe about a case, if I'm a little worried about something, certainly travel. That's one where I definitely would say let's not wait because I don't have to do all the math. I would say if there's a compelling reason that you want to get your citizenship now, like you need to sponsor your mom to get here or something like that, or you got a spouse who you have a green card case pending for, but well, I hope you don't because you got your green card based on marriage. But if there's some real reason why you need to do it, I would maybe go ahead. But most likely, I think I side with the attorney and say let's just wait the full. And there's not a real scientific reason for that. There's just this weird gut thing that I have.
It might be the current attorney or the prior attorney or whoever they talk to also knows more about the divorce and issues between the marriage that maybe don't look so good on paper.
Yeah. Yep. Or that there's not even that much. If they were only married a year after he got the green card, that, and that could be married a year after we got the green card. That could be, we filed for divorce 2 months after I got the green card and it took 10 months to get it. Yep.
And never lived together or some other mitigating.
Hey, everybody, I have a fun announcement. Tomorrow's show is going to be at 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central. We're going to do a nighttime show tomorrow. If I were a drinking man, we could call it Immigration Show Over Rocks. But yeah, Amani's got book club. Nader's taking pictures because Nor's trying to start a little photography business, filming athletes. So I'll be home by myself. So I thought, and tomorrow I'm giving a talk. I'm giving a talk at Washington University to the international students tomorrow. So I can't do it at my usual time. So yeah, Immigration Happy Hour, 7:00 tomorrow. Hina will be asleep for sure. I knew that. So probably no TikTok tomorrow because I'll be home, but we'll see what I can do. Maybe I can rig something up. So that'll be, 5:00 Pacific time for old Creaky Bones. All right, you want to take
hacking happy hour.
There you go. You want to take another call?
Sure.
All right, Assad has been waiting. Hi, Assad.
Hi, how are you?
Good, buddy.
Good. So my name is Assad. I'm live in the South Dakota, and I have a businesses in South Dakota. I have a hotel business, and I want to bring my brother from Pakistan. So what is the best and fastest way to bring my brother to United States?
Fastest way to bring your brother to the United States from Pakistan to work at the hotel business?
He can work. So he can continue his college here. He is 29-year-old, and he just done the pharmacist degree over there. So what is the easiest way we need to go through the business visa, or we need to go through the student visa or visit visa?
Well,
So
as far as as far as
yeah.
visitor visa or student visa, we don't handle those. But as far as employment, there's a possibility there, but we definitely would want to see some more information about employer sponsor, resume, those kind of things.
Okay.
What do you think, Jim?
How old is this character?
Like how old he is?
Yeah.
He's 29.
And what skills would a pharmacy degree give him in working at a hotel?
Like I'm thinking if I'm gonna bring him like my partner, like I don't know, they call E2 visa, or
Is he sitting on a pile of cash?
I will going to give him the cash.
Okay. So here's the thing. If you have a business or a business background,
Mhm.
you can get an E2 visa, but you can't get an E2 visa for your brother. So here's the thing. Do you know how long it would take? Like if you wanted to sponsor your brother right now, say I'm a US citizen, I want to bring my brother. Do you know how long that would take?
I know. I have no idea. From
Like
Pakistan.
17 to 20 years, something like
Okay.
that.
So I don't
Okay.
want to do that. No.
Right. But the State Department knows that too. The State Department knows that if you want to sponsor your brother to come to the United States, that it's going to take 20 years.
Okay.
They're very suspicious of applications filed by brothers to come to the United States. So let's say that your brother owned a hotel in Pakistan and
Okay.
your brother had lots of cash lying around.
Okay.
And your brother said, "Hey, US government, I want to move to the United States because I'm so good at running these hotels. I want to take my chances in New York or Cleveland or Los Angeles."
Okay.
They would say, "Oh, that's interesting. You got 50,000, you got 75,000." He goes, "Yeah, let me show you my bank account. Here it is." And they'd say, "Wow, that's pretty cool. You got a demonstrated history as a hotel owner. You're making money. You're going to be able to support yourself in the United States. We're going to give you this visa." But when you have a pharmacy degree and you have no experience at all working in a hotel, and they ask you to demonstrate the source of your money, and you say, "Oh, that's my brother Assad. He gave me that money, and he has a hotel." It's not going to work.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I don't think this plan is going to work. If he wants to get his master's in business administration on an L1 and then try to get a work visa after that, that might work. But
Okay.
anything that shows you connected to him, that's bad news.
Ah. Okay. So basically, financially, I'm going to support him. Even he can come through the student visa or his college fees, university fees. Like financial everything. I will going to give him the money to support. So
Yes.
if you need a admission fees or whatever the funds, or if you thinking if I can buy any business in the United States and I can put him in the 60% partner, it's
I
not
don't
gonna work, right?
He's a pharmacy major.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, he done
Yeah.
his degree in the pharmacist. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm in the hospitality business for a couple of years.
Thanks, Assad. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
See you, man.
In
Oh,
your office, about so you guys do the student visa if you gonna.
we don't help with student visas. So for that, he just needs to find a school that will issue him an I-20, and then he needs to apply for a visa, a DS-160 with the State Department, and then try to get a visa, a student visa from the embassy.
Okay, sounds good. Thank
Bye.
you so much.
See you, buddy. All right, Caitlin, let's do some TikTok, and then I'll let you go. Okay.
Yep, that's a tough one. The government thinks it's fitting a square peg into a circle hole, trying to go around.
Yep. All right. Mark Solomon from TikTok says, "Is transferring the immigrant case from consulate to another, does that lead to administrative processing? So if I try to transfer my case from one consulate to another, would that mean that my case will end up in administrative processing?" That's an interesting question.
It could.
Yeah.
But I think there are a lot of cases that get transferred with various embassies, things being closed or different things that happen abroad, and people move. I would think as long as the government knows where you're living and where the interview is supposed to be, that's the most important. I guess it could cause a delay, but I don't think it's automatic administrative processing.
No, it's not automatic, but I mean, like for me, if I'm stuck in some place that's like slow as hell, like say Islamabad or Kenya or the Philippines, and I have a legit reason why the beneficiary could be in some foreign country for a while, and I thought there's a chance. I mean, you always start that process by asking the receiving embassy to accept the case. So you could check processing times, you could see what they're doing, and then if they're willing to take it, then hopefully you're not going to get advanced parole. You could.
Right. And you have to have the tie, the reason or the residency.
Sorry. What'd you say?
You have to have the tie, like you can't just embassy shop.
Right.
You have to have the tie to that embassy. So a legitimate reason that you're living or working or somewhere else
That's
than
right.
your home country.
All right. Bonna Reeves says, can you travel outside of the U.S. with a probational 2-year green card? We can do. She's got 2 questions, so we can do that one. Can you travel outside of the U.S. with a 2-year green card?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. You just want to make sure your passport's up to date, not going to expire within 6 months, and you should be good to go. Can you file for a child with a 2-year green card?
Yes. So as a lawful permanent resident, you can file for your children or your spouse, but you are subject to the visa bulletin.
Right. So if your spouse is a U.S. citizen and you're a green card holder, if the kid's under 18, did they say that? I don't say it. Yeah. If the kid's under 18, then you should have them sponsor them, not you, because the kid will get here much faster. Right now, the children of green card holders can take anywhere from 3 to 10 years, depending on how old they are.
Right. And you have to be married, your parents have to be married before you're 18 years old for your U.S. citizen step-parent to petition for you.
That's right. All right, let's go to Tommy, and then I'll set you free, Caitlyn, okay?
Okay.
All right, here's Tommy. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
Quick question. My employer sponsored my L1A and LPR. Can my employer request a repayment of the L1A and or LPR cost? Who pays for that, and can they actually ask for reimbursement?
They can. They just can't give you I mean, I know more for the H-1B and for other kinds of green cards. Number one, you have to see, did you sign a contract or an agreement to that effect?
Yes.
You did? Yeah. So they can, my understanding is they can get those costs back from you. They can't impose a penalty. So if they spent $8,777, then they can ask for $8,777 from you. They can't ask for $28,777. But yeah, I mean, there's basic concepts in the law that if you spend money relying on someone's representation that they're going to stay working for you, and then they decide not to work for you anymore, then you're entitled to be made whole. That's sort of the theory. But if you sign an agreement, that's even extra.
Got it. Okay. That's all I had. Thank you.
That was easy. Thanks, Tommy. All right. Caitlyn, how's your day going so far? Has it been busy today?
Yes, Mondays are usually a little bit busy. I know we've got a lot of people eager to get filings done before the election. So we're definitely on board with that. Want everybody to get things that they're eligible for and not to have any surprises. So I think that's going to add to more people making sure they're no longer just waiting to decide, but that they should get things done.
Caitlyn O'Shea, intake attorney extraordinaire, thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time, okay?
Thanks so much for having me, Jim.
Good work,
see you
kids.
next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, we're trying to make our way through everyone in the firm to come on the show. So Caitlyn was up next, and I think who's coming next? I just saw. I think Casey's next in a couple weeks. So Casey's working real hard on a deportation case going to trial. We're going to have a deportation trial at the end of October. So we'll see about that. We'll keep you posted. That'll be an interesting case. But, man, we had some work to do to get that thing ready because the filings are due a month before. Julia's back. Hello, Julia.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I just have a quick question about the 131 document, the travel permit.
Okay.
I have a question about the fee because I saw that I may enter in 3 categories for paying this document, because I saw that, like, if I file my adjustment of status together with the travel permit, I don't have to pay any fee. But this is if I'm sending the adjustment of status between what was July 2007 to 1st April 2024. So if I'm sending the adjustment of status like in a month, that means that I have to pay the fee.
That's right.
But my concern is I'm gonna get married in a month with U.S. Air Force airman.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be a military spouse. That means that I'm gonna be part of the U.S. Armed Force families. Let's say this.
Yeah.
So I saw the one of the categories is if you are filing as a part of the special parole process for immigrant military members.
That's not you.
Oh, so, and there's another one that says if you are filing as a spouse, child, or legal guardian of a current or former U.S. Armed Force Service member.
That might be. I don't know anything about that. I mean, I don't get involved in the payment of fees, so I don't really know.
Okay.
I'll tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if money's really, really tight, you might want to have that fight. But if it's not, you're just going to drive yourself crazy because they'll send it back 4 times trying to get them to even acknowledge the fact that you're married to a military person. So you can try it, but for your own peace of mind, you might just want to go ahead and pay it.
Okay. I mean, if the USICS see that you pay a fee, like it doesn't even matter. Like they prefer that you pay a fee instead of like not paying.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much for your
Good luck.
time.
Good luck with the marriage.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's go back to TikTok. All right. B. Ray Make, is $4,000 a good amount to have set aside for the K1 process? Oh, I think she's in the waiting room. I will pull her up. Okay. Yandy, I missed my green card interview and applied for B. Ray. Yeah. Yandy says, I missed my green card interview and applied for a new date. How bad does this look on my case? Well, let me just say this. If it's a marriage-based green card case and you missed your interview, this would be a good topic. Julio, remind me, please. That means they're going to have knives out. They're going to be thinking that you got in a fight with your spouse or that there's some kind of problem with the marriage. So they're going to be, I think I'd be willing to say that if you miss your interview, when you do get your interview, it's almost always going to be a Stokes interview where they separate you and your spouse. So I think that's a real red flag. Missing an interview is a real red flag because people have lots of excuses and lots of reasons why that happened. But usually USCIS thinks that's because somebody's having problems. All right. Somebody named Chape in TikTok, quit spamming. I don't know if I can kick him out, but I'll try. Quit spamming, Chape. You only have to ask a question one time. Emilio, is it true that I need physical presence in the United States to apply for U.S. citizenship for the 3-year rule? Generally, yes, Emilio. Yes, you do. All right. Georgie, are you there? Hello. You're on mute, Georgie.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Just enjoying your show. You could just go to the next person. I'm just happy listening to you.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, that's Georgie. Let's go to Steven. Hi, Steven.
Are
you there?
I cannot hear you at the moment.
Oh, that's too bad. We can hear you. All right, we'll have to come back to old Steven. Everyone's getting camera shy today on the old Immigration Answer Show. Hello, Janice. All right. No one wants to talk to old Mr. Jim. How about Daddy Shortlegs? Daddy Shortlegs, you're on mute. Hello. You're still on mute. Daddy Shortlegs.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Daddy Shortlegs, you're on mute. Yeah, but I hear you twice. Hear me twice. Go ahead.
All right. I just had a quick question. So, in regards to like changing your address when you move, I just got my green card this year.
Nice.
In March, but I'm moving like in a week. So I was trying to figure out how that impacts you when you're trying to like file for like your removal of conditions. does that change like your jurisdiction for like what states handles like your actual processing, or it doesn't matter?
Oh, I don't spend any time thinking about that. Every case is different. They'll tell you that one processing center is faster, but every case is different. So I wouldn't spend no time worrying about that. Just after you move, you get 10 days to notify them. Just go ahead and notify them, play it all straight.
All right. And I think that's all the question I had. And basically, you have to keep changing your address till you become a citizen.
That's right.
All right, sweet. That's all I had. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. All right. Sam is here. Hello, Sam.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. I have a quick question, please. Last week, my attorney called me when he checked my case, asylum case. He said the application is closed. And
Did you ask?
I don't know why.
Did you ask for it to be closed?
No. Of course, no.
How long has it been pending?
For almost a year and a half.
So you filed for asylum a year and a half. Have you had your interview?
Yeah. No thing. And I have worked at
which asylum office?
In Virginia.
That's weird. You should email me. You should email me about this. Send me your receipt notice and any notice that it's closed or a screenshot, and I'll see if I can try to figure out what's going on. That's really weird.
He said, or she said by mistake.
Yeah. Well, I can get them to reopen it. I know what to do.
Okay, so I will email you the receipt.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sam. See you, buddy.
You have a good day. Bye.
All right, everybody in the comments is talking about some of my favorite people. Lionel Hutz. Where's that? This one made me a drawing of Lionel Hutz when we moved into the old office. I got to find that. I'll scan that in and show it to you guys. He was likening me to Lionel Hutz. Also, Chief Wiggum is hilarious. Also, I don't know if you saw after the Kamala Trump debate, what's that guy's name? Not Harry Shearer. What's the guy? Oh, Hank Azaria. He answered. He took a bunch of phone calls as all of his characters talking about people eating dogs and cats in Springfield. It was pretty funny because he's so talented. All right, we got some of our favorite people in the waiting room. I see them. Matt and Priscilla. Hi, guys. You're on mute.
Yeah, I haven't been on. We haven't been on in a while. I forgot about that.
And you're not in a moving vehicle.
No, we are at home.
Nice.
At home for a couple days.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. We're great. Thank you.
Any good news? Any news at all?
Not yet.
Still waiting.
Still waiting. I have a question, a hypothetical question.
Sure.
Well, not really hypothetical, but when somebody gets a request for evidence, gives their request for evidence, and it goes to a big place like Kansas City or something,
mm-hmm.
and then they get notice that it went from there to a place like, let's say, Memphis, Tennessee, for the interview, whatever, to be scheduled for an interview.
Yeah.
People that are getting their cases without interview, would that happen at the big place or would that happen at the next place? I'm just wondering about that.
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
Words, I don't think you could read much into that, is what I'm saying.
That's what we're just wondering.
We've seen lots of cases of the green card being approved without an interview. At the field office, the field offices get sent the files because since they're not doing so many interviews, they can do more other work, right? So that's it.
Okay.
About it.
Kind of stalling a little. Are you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was just saying I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's all we're. I'll tell you, what people go through for, you know, and that goes for everybody on here, and you know, people that are regulars know that we're with you guys, you know.
Yeah.
We couldn't ask for a better law firm. We really couldn't. I'm not just saying this. And you know, our paralegal, Connie, she's amazing. I mean, her whole heart is in it. She's been like family now. This process takes so long, though. It takes so much patience, and we try to just live life. We're just trying to enjoy life, you know. But in the meanwhile, every day we get the text message about Jim's show, and like, oh, and as soon as we watch it, then we start worrying again, and we want to forget about it, but you can't forget about it. You always have to make sure you're constantly collecting evidence, you know, as you go along through life. And that's just, what an experience. What a lot, you know, what a lot to do. I mean, you have to really be dedicated, and
that's true.
It's a lot of work, and it's and you have, oh my God, it feels like it's taking so long, you know. That's
yeah, I think you're getting close.
Well, our year anniversary is coming up on October 22nd.
There you go.
Our year for marriage. She's been here for over a year now. So I'm like, well, what if they take until next year in August to hear our case? She'll have 2 years, so then we can get her citizenship under a different rule, right?
Well, you wouldn't have to do the sub 51, but hopefully you'll get your green card before that. Good luck, guys. We'll talk soon.
Thanks. It's good to see you, Jim.
Bye.
We love you, Jim.
Be careful, okay?
Yeah. Always.
Bye.
Oh, those are two of our favorites, Priscilla and Matt, going through the green card process. I wouldn't be worried. Nothing to worry about. That's a good case. Anybody who watches the show knows that's a good case. Dia is here. Hello, Dia.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for meeting with me today.
Sure.
So I wanted to provide a clear timeline of events regarding my cousin's case and see if you advise on how to proceed.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah. So my cousin was in the U.S. under an F1 student visa from 2001 to 2007. During that time, he applied for asylum but was denied. After the denial, a judge ordered him to leave the country, but he overstayed for many years. He was eventually arrested and placed into removal proceedings.
Okay.
That same year, his sister, who's a U.S. citizen, petitioned for him under a F1 visa.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to 2024, his priority date is now becoming current, and he's just got a meeting.
Wait. Hold on. So his sister filed for him, or his mom filed for him?
His sister.
So that's
that was
F4 category.
F4, yeah. I think it's family sponsorship, right?
Yeah,
so,
you said F1. That confused me. I got you. Okay. Go ahead.
17 years. So fast forward June 2024, I think he got a letter from the NVC saying that now the case is complete at the National Visa Center, and then he's going to be scheduled for an interview in the next coming month.
Okay.
So he was able to access his file, but then he noticed a few mistakes that caught his attention. Some mistakes were just names and dates that were not correct.
You're talking about on the DS-260?
Yes, I believe.
And hopefully they said, yes, he's been to the United States before, and yes, he got deported, right?
So, no. Okay, so the most important issue is that it was not anywhere on the DS-260. You notice that there was no mention of him being deported while he was living here.
Did they mention that he lived there?
No. All these questions were answered no instead of yes. So he originally thought that having an errata sheet would fix that, but then I think it became clear that this was a more serious issue with the deportation. So it's not listed on the DS-260 as if it never happened. At this stage, he hasn't received an interview date yet, but seems to be complete at the NVC. What would you advise we do for this?
Who filled out the DS-260?
It was an attorney, and I don't have the specifics as to why these were not addressed before, because it's been sitting there for so many years.
When was the DS-260 submitted?
I think it was submitted in 2007, or a little bit shorter after that. So it's been there a long time, and I believe the process takes a long time.
So it was after.
That was the year of his arrest. He was still in the U.S. They filed for the F1. So that was 2004, if I'm not sorry, 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that would be the I-130, right?
Yes, I believe the I-130 is for F4, right?
Yeah. So there's two stages. There's the USCIS part, which is the I-130. Then there's the DS-260. The I-130 wouldn't ask about. I don't think back then would have asked about the brother ever being in the United States, or in fact, if the I-130 was filed while he was still in the United States, he probably used his American address, right?
Yes.
So then that I-130 would be pending with USCIS for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. And then at some point they would ask him to submit the DS-260. That was probably done, I'm guessing, Dia, a whole lot more recently.
Okay.
So you need to find out. First of all, this dude needs an attorney.
Okay.
And second of all, we got to figure out, when was the DS-260 submitted? Why was this mistake made? Who can we blame for this? And then try to undo it. I think it's really, really important to try to undo it as fast as possible, because otherwise they're going to say he's trying to commit fraud. It'd be better for him to come forward and say, I made this mistake, versus the other way around.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because we originally thought that was something simple, right? But as you said, and that was exactly the advice that I wanted to ask, right? Can something still be done about this?
It's going to be tough, but we can try. Yeah.
Okay. I also know that there's probably there was something was brought up that was a waiver of admissibility. None of that has been done. Nothing has been done.
Well, he might not need that. When did he actually leave the United States?
That was 2007.
So, and he has proof of that?
I believe so. He was incarcerated for a year before they actually deported him.
So he probably never got out of custody. So yeah, there's probably proof. But yeah, he's going to have to prove that he hasn't come back to the United States and has been living overseas. But if he just got deported, if the only reason he got deported was for overstaying, then he probably doesn't need a waiver. If he had a misrepresentation, then he's going to need a waiver.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So what should we do? Should we contact your office to see do you guys work on cases like this?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because we don't have, I don't know what happened, but we don't have access to the lawyer that worked on it. He refuses to work on it, apparently, and ask him to just go to the interview when it's scheduled.
Well, he can't go to the interview. The lawyer can't go to the interview.
Where?
The lawyer can't go to the interview.
No, not the lawyer. Sorry, he's telling him, my cousin, who's the beneficiary. Yes.
Yeah, we know how to fix this. We'll get the file from the lawyer. We'll get the file from the deportation court. We know what to do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
That's cool. Okay. Thank you so much for that.
Bye, buddy. Right. What a mess. That's a real mess. Today is my son Ibrahim's birthday. Ibrahim turns 19 today. 19 for Hema. All right. Not Hina. That's our good friend Hina. My son Ibrahim turns 19 today. Getchi, do you handle cases that have been denied due to misrepresentation? Yes, we do, Getchi. We do handle those kinds of cases. Can someone with an E1 visa become a green card holder? In theory, yes. William, I'm a green card holder, but my wife is not. How long is the process if I apply for her? It depends where she is. It depends on what you're trying to do. It depends on how quickly you can become a citizen, William. But if you stay a green card holder, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 years. Mackie says, what are the required documents to submit for the I-751? We have a marriage list. You can request our marriage list, evidence list, which is good for I-130s or 751s. If you send us an email, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, and just ask for the marriage evidence list, we'll be happy to send that to you. All right. Looks like Steven is back. Maybe he's got his audio. Steven, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just turning it up. Right. So yeah, I just have a quick question. I
I've got a girlfriend in Kenya that I've been talking to for about 2 years. I'm just curious. I haven't filed. It seems advisable to hire you guys or another firm. I'm probably gonna go with you guys because you just seem, to actually really care and all that. You got hundreds of videos and all that.
Thanks.
But anyways, yeah. Just wondering. I want to visit her for the first time in 2 or 3 months. And I was wondering if after I visit, should I try doing a marriage visa, or should I just do the 90-day fiance visa?
How long have you known each other?
Well, so far it's only been online.
Right. I know, but like when did you first start talking? Sorry.
Oh, about 2 years.
2 years.
It was like February of 2023.
Can we prove that? Like, do you have proof?
Sorry, 2022.
Do you have proof that you guys have been talking that long?
Yes. Just the texts.
Mm-hmm. Have either of you been married before?
No.
So here's what I would say. Number one is I do think having a lawyer would help you a lot. Number two, I'm not a big fan of fiance cases right now. And the reason for that is because they're sort of at the bottom of the pile of things that they care about. So they're really, really slow working on fiance cases. If I had a magic wand and could tell you what to do, I'd have you go over there, have your visit, hang out, and then when you come back, let's talk again. And then if you want to go the fiance route, we can. But really what I'd rather you do is to go back and get married on a second trip. Like if I was in charge of the world and I had a magic wand and you had all the money in the world, I would say, go over, visit her, just hang out, no pressure, see how it goes, then come back. And if I can then at that point convince you to go back to see her and get married, then we go that route, or we go the fiance route. I'd rather you do a marriage case, but I don't want you to get married on your first visit there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's my vote.
Well, okay. That's about it for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Have a good day, buddy.
You too.
All right. That was Stephen. Yeah, Easy Organizer's right. Nairobi has a long time for immigrant visas, and I'm sure that's true for fiance visas. I saw some good news here. What did I wanted to share something. Somebody had a nice comment. What was that? Here it is. Christian said, "Thank you, Jim. I remember calling you from Dubai last year, but currently with my wife now. Thank you for your good work." You're welcome, Christian. Glad you guys are together. All right. Let's go to African Pacific Text. Hello. You're on mute. You got to push the button.
Yes, sir. My name is Kashif. Yes, hi, sir. How are you? My name is Kashif from Pakistan. Yes, I have a visa last 15 years, B1, B2. So last year, 2021, I overstay 14 days in the USA. So no, when I apply for the visa, so they refuse. They say you are overstay. So I already get the punishment 3 years. So no, what should I do?
Well, not giving you a visa isn't punishment. That's not punishment.
No, they refuse my visa when I go to the interview.
But there's no right to. You don't have a right to a visa.
No, my visa is expired, and no, I apply for the visa, but B1, B2, but
Right.
they refuse it.
Right. They don't have to give you a visa.
No,
They don't have to.
no, sir.
You didn't follow the rules. You didn't leave on time.
No, basically, due to the COVID, I overstay because I don't vaccination. So when I going to fly, they need to for the vaccination card, but I have no card. So that's why I overstay 40 days.
Okay. But they don't have to give you a visa. You don't have a right to a visit visa to the United States. They don't have to let you in.
No, I did not write.
Okay, good luck, Kashif. I don't think he's understanding what I'm saying. That's unfortunate. What I was trying to tell him is there's no right to a visit visa to the United States. They weren't punishing him by not giving it to him. They're just not giving it to him. They don't have to give you to give you a visit visa. All right. Metal Mag says, I'm a U.S. citizen, have a spouse in Africa. How long can it take if I apply for my spouse to come? Probably about 2 years. Marco, my parents have to renew their green card, but it expires in less than 4 months. Are they still able to? I don't remember. Just check the rules. It's either 6 months or 90 days. I don't remember. I don't do that myself. Kevin says, what happens if you're 45 and I-130 get denied? Can you refile them? Yes, you can, but I'd like to see the denial reason for that before you reapply. There must be something wrong. All right. Hetri's here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good.
What's
And
up?
you?
I'm good.
I'm all right, sir. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm from Nepal, sir. And recently, my father is green card holder through EDB lottery. And I'm 27 years old son. He's also 27 years old son. And problem is that I'm divorced son. I'm 27 years. I married in 2014, 15 around, and divorced in 2019.
Okay.
And my father recently got green card in 2024, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And am I eligible for F2B category or?
No, because you're married. You're married. You're divorced. Yeah. He can apply for you. He can apply for you, but if you get married again, then you'll be out. But as of now, you can apply.
I'm still single after divorce. I'm still single.
Yeah, later on you'll have to prove that you're divorced. You'll have to prove that you're divorced, but yeah, he can file for you.
And after choosing in I-130 petition, what option or tick mark should I choose? Divorce, single, never married? There is
Divorced.
3-4 options.
Divorced.
In divorce.
Uh-huh.
And while I interface in interview, I say to officer, I am divorced.
Yeah, so you'll have to show you'll have to show them proof of your marriage and proof of your divorce. You'll have to give them certified copies of the divorce.
Okay, and a lot of lawyers or consultancy people say that in Nepal, you cannot file if you once married and divorced. You are not eligible. Your father should have citizenship after 5 years. You are not eligible, and I'm in problem. So there is a lot of debate about that.
You're eligible. Tell them to go ahead and file.
And it takes about, I think, 7 years, 8 years.
Probably 10.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Hetri. See you, buddy. All right, big up. Rich shows up at the last minute to give a big up to all the Yardies, all the immigrants. We'll be back, like I said, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central. It's a nighttime show. We will send out a text. If you want to get on our text line, just text the word show to 314-470-3300. 470-3300. Also, if you like our content, if you appreciate all this, please give us a 5-star review. Go to reviewhackinglaw.com. We'll have a night show tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. We'll see who shows up. That'll be fun. Hacking Immigration Law Happy Hour. Yeah, Laura says After Dark. That's what we'll call it. The Immigration Show After Dark. It sounds like some weird HBO late night show. All right. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. Bye, guys. Thanks, everybody. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.